Hello,
I'm Chris,
and I'm Andy.
and welcome to the Stupid Little Beer Show.
Stupid little beer show, stupid little beer show, stupid little beer show, let's talk beer. Stupid little beer show, stupid little beer show, stupid little beer show, it's right here.
So as we said in our first episode, we're not beer experts. We just want to learn as we go. And we also want to learn with you and share that knowledge that we learn along the way. The way we want to do that is we're going to start picking various breweries and different beers and just try them out, see how they taste, see what we can pick out from it, and just kind of learn everything about it there is to learn.
Since on the last episode we brought up Bell's Brewing, we figured we'd go ahead and pick a beer from Bell's this time around, and we decided on Bell's Two-Hearted IPA. Back in the late 70s, President Jimmy Carter actually legalized home brewing. And I believe this was kind of done to try and spur other beer options, because at the time there weren't very many. It was all kind of just the same old beers that were all over the place. So I think they did this to try to get people out of this funk and get some good beers out there. So Bell's was likely part of that boom that kind of came about after that. In 1983, Bell's opened as Kalamazoo Brewing Company. They were just a brewing supply shop. I think a couple of years later, they decided, why not just start selling beer? And that was in 1985. And they were using really like primitive equipment, like soup kettles, and they were doing open fermenting. They didn't really change much at that point. They were doing all that for nearly 10 years. And then around 1993, they opened the Eccentric Cafe, which was Michigan's first brew pub. In 2003, they opened an actual production brewery, and they increased their production to 180,000 barrels a year at that point. And then 3 years later after that, in 2006, they officially became Bell's Brewery. A few years after that, I think it was actually 6 years after that, they opened their, what I believe is still their current brewing facility today, also in Comstock, Michigan. This one then went from 180,000 barrel a year capacity to 500,000 barrel a year capacity. In 2021, Larry Bell sold Bell's to Lion, which is another beverage, international beverage outfit. It's still a great beer. It's available in all 50 states and in Puerto Rico.
With the beer we selected today, which is the Bell's Two-Hearted IPA, and since this is also a learning show, we also want to ask the question, what exactly is an IPA? IPA stands for India Pale Ale, which is a bitter beer and hoppy. Hops are the cones of a plant called Humulus lupulus. Hops help beer to stay fresher longer, retain the head of foam, and the flavor aroma. Going back to the 1700s, British brewers loaded beer with extra hops and alcohol to make sure the beer didn't spoil on its trip down to India. IPAs usually have a prominent tropical, citrus, and pine flavor.
Bell's first released Two-Hearted in 1997, and it was originally a winter beer, so only seasonal availability. Eventually in 2003, it became a year-round beer. And it's one of their flagship beers and could be one of their most popular. And it's brewed with 100% Centennial hops from the Pacific Northwest.
Let's just get straight to it and crack it open.
Let's try it.
Love that sound.
Yeah, it's always the best. Got a good color to it. Can't really see through it. It's a bit hazy.
Hops.
Yeah. All right, let's see what this is like.
Smells great.
Oh, man. Wow. That is fantastic.
This is actually my first time having Two-Hearted. And yes,
It has been years since I've had it, probably a few at least. And I mean,
This is excellent.
this is blowing me out of the water right now. Wow.
For a while,
It's very good.
I didn't have IPAs. I may have drank beer here and there and everything, and like we said last time, I would try Molson and all kinds of different things, and was never really into IPAs until a couple years ago,
Yeah.
about 4 years ago, and I've grown to appreciate them, and I wish I've tried this sooner.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's just a great.
I mean, I don't know if it's just because I'm thirsty, but I mean, it's just really hitting right at the moment. I had this beer, I want to say probably the first time, probably 10 years ago, maybe. And I remember I first heard of it from a guy, one of my other lives out there. You know, I do several things, but in music production anyways, there's a guy out there who was based in Michigan, recommended trying this beer, and I think that's one of the reasons I might have gone out and bought it the first time I did. And so, it is it kind of like,
No.
the aroma is just, wow.
Good. Yeah, I mean, the bottle
It's
itself
sweet.
says grapefruit is one of the main ones, and it's definitely there. It's not super prominent. It's just there enough.
Yeah. It's kind of almost got like this. Do you get like this sweetness from it sometimes, like when in the smell? Like it almost smells sweet to me. Like has like a almost like sugary, or not sugary, but just like something going on there it's unique for an IPA. So,
And again, I've grown to like more of the IPAs and bitter beers. This isn't super bitter. Like it's not like, for those of you who don't like IPAs or bitter, this isn't a lot. So this actually might be manageable for anybody who's not into IPAs. Like, this actually might be a good IPA starter to.
it's a gateway
kinda get
IPA.
into. Yeah,
It's the
that might
gateway
be a good
IPA.
one.
Yeah, I mean, like, gateway IPAs. What was the gateway craft beer? I'm trying to think, like, what was that for me? I might have mentioned it last time. I don't know.
For me, we're gonna go to my Untapped app.
Yeah, Untapped.
And we're going back. For me, the actual first craft beer I had, that was in 2014 in Buffalo.
Oh, wow.
And that brewery, it was like a pizza joint in a brewery. It was called Flying Bison, and they closed, which was a shame. I actually really liked it. That was my first craft beer, and I remember it because I put it in the app. And then my first IPA wasn't until about 4 years ago, which was not, it's as far as age versus how long we've been drinking beer, it's kind of a short time, but I just never really tried them and got into them until just the 4 years ago. I was on a second or third date with my wife, and it was the working for the weekend, and I enjoyed it and kind of started drinking more IPAs from then.
Yeah.
But craft beer wise, it's been about 12 years since I started craft wise, but IPAs are a lot more recent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was trying to think the other day when I was researching stuff for the Today's Show. I was trying to figure out what was the first IPA I drank, and I couldn't remember. I was like, I remember tasting it and being like, what the hell is this? But like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like Goose Island, their Goose IPA. It might have been. That's one that would have been probably circulating a lot at the time. And what's weird is I have a memory of trying Daisy Cutter.
I
too.
love Daisy Cutter. Daisy Cutter is great. I enjoy it very much.
Yeah. So it could have been that one, could have been any of them really, but I just remember being really like just surprised at what it tasted like versus what I was used to. And so, these beers are, it's kind of vast in terms of what they could really taste like. It's always, it's got that bitter flavor, IPA has, but like This one definitely has a uniqueness to it. And I think each one is unique. Some are more bitter than others. And this one just is really balanced for me.
It's like the perfect amount. It's not too much, not enough where it's like, I wish there was more. It's just, it's right.
It doesn't take everything over. It's just, it's right in there where it needs to be. Right in the pocket, as they say in music.
Yeah, and like if we had my wife try this, she normally does that face of, it's too bitter. But she loves sour beers, so hey,
So while I was researching the beer, I was trying to figure out where did it get its name? Like, why did they call it Two Hearted? And what I found out was kind of like two different things. One said, it was named after the Two Hearted River in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which makes sense because, the whole Bell's thing originates in Michigan. Mm-hmm. Or it was kind of referencing Ernest Hemingway's book, Big Two-Hearted River. So Bell's website doesn't mention either one specifically. They just they say like, it's the fishing waters of northern Michigan or something to that effect. So
maybe somebody out there knows the answer.
Yeah.
Can tell us.
Yeah, if you guys know the answer, put it below in the comments. And that way maybe we can all learn a little bit more about the origin of the name. So then another thing I discovered, which this is a rumor, I don't know how true it is, but in 2003, as we mentioned, they increased production or availability of this to all year. It was originally a winter-only beer. It became a year-round beer. And some people say that was at the insistence of Larry Bell's wife at the time, pushing him to, saying probably, this is a great beer, why don't you just release it all year round? And I think he probably went, okay, and did it. So
I don't know if we should have a comment on that or not.
Maybe not. But it's another case of a woman pushing a man to do something maybe he should have done all along.
Oh. Yep.
So, yeah, take that for what it's worth.
Like the last episode where we did the beer cheese, today we're doing a 3-cheese onion dip. Wow. And I think we shall have the wives try this.
Yeah, let's get their reaction.
See how they do it.
See what they think of it. I think that'd be funny.
Spoilers, they both hated it. Finished our beers?
Yep, had our cheese dip.
Now it's time to go pick the brewery for our next episode. Andy, let's go to the wheel.
All right.
All right, we've hit the point in the show where it's time to pick the next brewery. Andy, spin the wheel.
We landed on D Steel. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Stupid Little Beer Show. Next time, we will be covering a beer from D Still Brewing out of Normal, Illinois.
We hope to see you all next time. Thanks.
Okay.
So what now?
Oh, I don't know. We'll figure it out.